What's happening, everybody? You know who it is, Jon-Claude. Today, we're going to do a recap, or part two, rather. We're going to do part two of Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. I know my previous video, if you saw, I talk a little bit about some of the beginning of the book. Today, I want to talk a little bit more further what the book talks about. It's a great book, and it's so big that it's really difficult to relay everything that he's saying in one video. So I might even do a part three. So let's get started. So he talks about relationship mastery. He says, I've found that for me, the greatest resource is a relationship because it opens the doors to every resource I need. Mastery of this lesson will give you unlimited resources for growing and contributing. He goes on into financial mastery. That's another part of the book where he says, because we have the good fortune to live in a capitalist society, each of us has the capability to carry out our dreams. Yet most of us experience financial pressure on an ongoing basis, and we fantasize that having more money would relieve that pressure. This is a grand cultural delusion. Let me assure you that the more money you have, the more pressure you're likely to feel. The key is not mere pursuit of wealth, but changing your beliefs and attributes about it so you see it as a means for contribution, not the end all and be all for happiness. First, to forge a financial destiny of abundance, you will first learn how to change what causes scarcity in your life, and then how to experience on a consistent basis the values, beliefs, and emotions that are essential to experiencing wealth and holding on to it and expanding it. Then you'll define your goals and shape your dreams with an eye toward achieving the highest possible level of well-being, filling you with peace of mind and freeing you to look forward with excitement to all the possibilities that life has to offer. Time mastery. Masterpieces take time. He says, I'm talking about actually taking time and distorting it, manipulating it so that it becomes your ally rather than your enemy. Repetition is the mother of skill. You need this in business. Chapter 4. He says, it's not the events of our lives that shape us, but our beliefs as to what those events mean. Beliefs are what cause some individuals to become heroes, while others lead lives of quiet desperation. What are our beliefs designed for? They're the guiding force to tell us what will lead to pain and what will lead to pleasure. Whenever something happens in your life, your brain asks two questions. 1, will this mean pain or pleasure? 2, what must I do now to avoid pain and or gain pleasure? The answers to these questions are based on our beliefs, and our beliefs are driven by our generalizations about what we've learned could lead to pain and pleasure. These generalizations guide all of our actions and thus the direction and quality of our lives. Beliefs have the power to create and the power to destroy. So what is a belief? It's a feeling of certainty about something. If you say you believe you're intelligent, all you're really saying is, I feel certain that I'm intelligent. That sense of certainty allows you to tap into resources that allow you to produce intelligent results. How do we turn an idea into a belief? References. References are the legs that make your tabletop solid, that make your belief certain. With enough emotional intensity and repetition, our nervous systems experience something as real, even if it hasn't occurred yet. Only in men's imagination does every truth find an effective and undeniable existence. Imagination, not invention, is the supreme master of art as of life. We need to remember that how we deal with adversity and challenges will shape our lives more than almost anything else. Sometimes we get so many references of pain and failure that we begin to assemble those into a belief that nothing we do can make things better. These beliefs strip us of our personal power and destroy our ability to act. In psychology, there is a name for this destructive mindset: learned helplessness. When people experience enough failure at something, and you'd be surprised how few times this is for some people, they perceive their efforts as futile and develop the terminal discouragement of learned helplessness. Dr. Martin Seligman of the University of Pennsylvania has done intensive research on what creates learned helplessness. In his book, Learned Optimism, he reports on 3 specific patterns of belief that cause us to feel helpless and can destroy virtually every aspect of our lives. He calls these 3 categories permanence, pervasiveness, and personal. He says, no matter what happens in your life, you've got to be able to believe this too shall pass, and that if you keep persisting, you'll find a way. The second difference between winners and losers, those who are optimistic and those who are pessimistic, is their beliefs about the pervasiveness of problems. An achiever never sees a problem as being pervasive. That one problems control their whole life. They always see it as, well, it's just a little challenge with my eating pattern. They don't see it as, I'm the problem. Because I overeat, my whole life is destroyed. Conversely, those who are pessimistic, those who have learned helplessness, have developed a belief that because they screwed up in one area, they are a screw up. He quotes Edmund Spencer, "It is the mind that maketh good of ill, that maketh wretch or happy, rich or poor." How to change a belief? The most effective way is to get your brain to associate massive pain to the old belief. Small improvements are believable and therefore achievable. He quotes in the Bible, "As he thinketh in his heart, so is he." So I'll leave it there for today because I could keep going on, and I just want to give you guys a little bit more on what I've already dabbled on. If you want, you can check out the prior episode where I talk about Awaken the Giant Within. And yeah, I just want to throw in a little, if you want to hear my beats, head over to the channel. We're consistently working over here at Only Exclusive, and we would love to have you in our community. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe for more. Drop a comment. Share with me what your thoughts are. If you do have the book, if you don't have the book, I recommend you pick it up. It's a great book. And stay tuned for more. We got a lot coming soon. Peace.